All right, Charlie, what do we have here tonight? I see it's in a black bag, so that must mean it's a blind.
Behold the void. Tonight we blind Glenn, I blind Glenn, and I promise him this time it's not Fireball.
Thankfully. Okay, Charlie, it's blind night. I am the victim tonight. So
That's right. And
what are we doing?
I wanted to do a more traditional. I feel like you have done really good blinds with me, and I have not repaid you in kind. I've done silly nonsense. We did some Fireball and some weird stuff.
Fun though.
Fun, yes, and it should be fun. But this is an interesting bottle that I picked up through a friend of a friend. I will tell you it is a bourbon, and
Okay.
that's where we'll go.
All right.
So let's get
enough
into
for
it.
me.
I have also not had this.
Okay.
So I know what it is, but I have never
you've never
had
tasted
this.
it.
So I'll let you go and I'll hang out here.
First, look, it's pretty dark. It's got a nice, deep, brownish amber color to it.
It really does. See if you can see that in the void. It is a nice color.
It looks pretty viscous. Kind of jiggles around in the glass.
It really does.
Clings to the glass.
Yeah.
Doesn't really run down much at all. All right. So I'm intrigued.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Yep. Should we nose? He's
Yes.
nosing.
Okay. That's it slaps you right in the nose there. A little bit of ethanol, but not unpleasant. There's kind of a wine note that I'm picking up on, like a grapish.
I was gonna say
fermented grapes.
I get a lot of spice. I get a lot of spice.
There's some spice there.
And that may be the ethanol. So full disclosure, kind of letting you behind the curtain. This is my first drink of the day. I have not had
Mine too.
any bourbon. This is it's either the ethanol or a spice that's kind of tickling my nose a little bit.
I'll be honest. I think it's alcohol.
You think so?
I don't get a whole lot of spice. I mean, there's a little bit there.
It does have. I mean, it has a nice nose.
It does have a nice nose.
Kind of sweet and oaky. It gets in there though.
Yeah, it gets in there.
It gets in your olfactory.
So I'm gonna guess it's something a little higher proof. Let's have a taste.
Blinds.
Cheers. Now there's definitely some spice on the palate.
Yeah, and some proof.
And some proof. Like we said, this is both of our first drinks of the day, so I think I'm gonna maybe give it just a second and go back in.
Same thing. Initial. I'll tell you my initial thought on it. It is a deep, deep flavor. Very dark chocolate. If there's any sweetness, it is a very dark chocolate.
I get dark chocolate and a really deep caramel note.
I don't get the caramel. I'm gonna go back, but I get some real nice like pipe and smoke, like a tobacco and a really nice char oak, kind of some wood. It's a very deep.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, going back on the nose, that it's really not dissipating much at all as far as that. I don't want to say ethanol because it's not an unpleasant or a foul note. It's just, you can tell it's strong. It's strong.
Yeah,
right.
It's and you will have experienced this if you're a bourbon drinker, where you put your nose in a Glen or a glass and you're like, oh, that's just alcohol. This is different from that. This is, you get a little bit of that, but it's not like straight alcohol that just zaps right into your brain.
It's drying. It's really drying.
It is. That's, yeah. Yep.
It makes me kind of almost do this. It's got a really nice flavor to it, though. It's not super, super complex, but it's definitely some spice there. There's some, like a cinnamon candy note, but then that lingering caramel and, like you said, a dark chocolate. The finish is really dry.
It is dry. It is oaky. Oaky and dry.
It's oaky. It makes me almost feel like this may be something approaching like 125 proof or higher, the way it dries up like that. Nice little Kentucky hug, but it's not harsh. It doesn't give me a heartburn or anything like that.
I was going to say, I agree with everything you say, but I also want to point out, I don't feel like any of those things are a negative. It's not unpleasant.
I'm
it's
just
not unpleasant to
making
drink. It is dry.
observations about what I'm drinking.
You know you're drinking, a pretty proofy bourbon. Any guesses, or do you want to guess? Or, I mean, I think you kind of have said you think it's over 125. You said it's kind of dry. You thinking it? I'll let you have the floor.
Well, at the risk of sounding like an idiot,
As opposed to all the time.
it almost strikes me like a Stagg the way it drinks. First thing that came to my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, and I've never had this, so I don't know, would be, maybe this is Jack Daniel's Coy Hill or something like that. I don't know. I don't know that it tastes like Jack Daniel's though, so that's not my guess, but
Can I tell you, I'm super impressed that you got it.
Did I really?
I swear.
You're kidding.
I swear.
Is
you
it
got
the Coy
it.
Hill?
Nope.
Nice. Okay, well,
ladies and gentlemen, So Into Bourbon proudly presents the 2024 Antique Collection George T. Stagg.
Nice. Good job on that. You know what? I don't think I've ever had a George T. Stagg. I've had Stagg, but I don't think I've had a George T.
Yep. A friend of ours, a friend of the channel, Yins, has provided me a sample of the George T. Stagg, and I thought it was hot. Shocker, this is also hot. Let's give you some specs. I kind of lied before. I do have some specs for those of you at home, the infamous letter. This is a 15-year, 2 months, and 136.1 proof. It has all of the... We're going to take a picture of this and post it on there.
What's the proof?
136.1. Sour mash. Man, they put everything on here. New white oak, number 4 charred for 55 seconds from Cumberland Cooperage. Barrel entry proof was 125. Evaporation loss, 61% of the original whiskey was lost to evaporation. 15 years, 2 months old at bottling. No filtration. Would you like to hear their tasting comments from the nice people at Buffalo Trace? Palate, deep layered profile of bold spice, assertive oak, creamy caramel, and a delicate touch of cinnamon. Bro,
dude, I nailed
that. Who says we don't know what we're doing? And also, tell the nice people you did not know.
I swear to God, I had no idea.
Yeah, I secured this bottle, and I have kept it a super, super secret. Finish.
I'm patting myself on the back.
Awesome. Finish, long and drying, defined by a strong oaky notes that linger pleasantly on the tongue, leaving a lasting impression of complexity and warmth. If that, I shake your hand, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Bourbon expert here.
I think I'm retiring.
Yep, I would. I don't know where you go from here. So
I will say there is a note there that really stood out to me that made me think it was Stagg, and I haven't drank a lot of Stagg. I've got the bottle that you gave me
last Christmas.
I almost drank that last night. I almost pulled it out, and it was kind of late, and I was like, no, I don't need something that strong this late. So yeah, I'm quite impressed with myself, Charlie. I'm quite impressed with you for securing that bottle.
Yep. Thank you. So for those of you watching, the reason we're doing this bottle, this is a fresh pop. I just opened this. Here's part of it here, and I took a little video of myself pulling it out unopened, so our viewers can see. I'll send that to you to try to show it in.
There's like a raisin or a plum note, like a deep plum note, I think, that all the Staggs that I've had and that's kind of what put me onto it.
If there's any fruit in that palate, it's very subtle and very dark because it is.
It's there though.
I mean, this is a bold pour. If you like big oaky proofy bourbon, this is going to be for you. If you do not like it, you will not like it because it is big, bold, and proofy.
I'll tell you what, man. It does drink proofy, but it's not at all
unpleasant.
No.
Well, and it's funny you said that. One of, people, let's just talk about Buffalo Trace for a minute and, those allocated bottles. people line up. I mean, they fight and stab each other, and they go crazy for Stagg Junior, or what is now called regular Stagg. I've had quite a few of them. There are very few of those batches that I enjoy. It is always very hot, gives me indigestion, and I like barrel proof bourbon, but that stuff is hot. Now, the bottle I got you is the exception. I did enjoy drinking that one. This has all of the flavor of those without that unpleasant.
Harsh,
yeah. Which all it took was 15 years and 2 months.
That's all.
Ask me what I paid for this.
What did you pay for this, Charlie? MSRP.
$170 out the door.
Okay. You know what? That's money well spent.
That's what it should cost. That's secondary is well over that. But yeah, I stumbled upon this at a big box store. They just happened to be putting it out, and I happened to be standing there. So there are benefits to traveling for work every once in a while. I'm impressed with it. I didn't know what to think of it, but I thought it would make great content. So
I will say, now, having heard what you paid for this in an episode we did recently, the Old Granddad 16-year that was $200, and everyone was like, that's crazy, you shouldn't pay that.
Yeah.
When you compare the two, I can see that argument. Not that the Old Granddad isn't bad, but I feel like you're getting more for your money here.
What's the proof on the Old Granddad?
It's only 100 proof.
This is 136.1. Not exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Not exactly.
So I can see where people are like, that's stupid. Why would you pay that?
Well, but the chances, there's a reason they call these unicorn bottles. Right. The chances of you, I have never.
Yeah, you can actually still get the Old Granddad.
Now, I will say this. So the same day that I stumbled upon this at a large national big box retailer and paid $170 out the door, I stopped at another liquor store in the area that I was traveling in, and they had a bottle as well for the low price of $1,500. So, the hype around the antique collection and bourbon and anything Buffalo Trace, is this bottle worth $170? Yeah. It's 15-year plus barrel proof bourbon from a heritage distillery, and it's freaking.
That's great.
Pretty not bad.
It's a great bottle.
So, is it worth $1,500? Nope.
But ask me, is there any bourbon out there that I would pay $1,500 for? Probably not.
No, I agree with you. So, bottles like this are special. I'm glad we got to do this one. I thought about giving this the pomp and circumstance it deserves, but at the end of the day, I also want to show that it's just bourbon. Like, if you notice, go back and watch the beginning of the episode. Glenn drinks it, and he didn't achieve enlightenment and float into the. It's just a really good barrel proof bourbon. It's worth $170, but is it worth a second mortgage on the house and driving hundreds of miles and this, that, and the other? Probably not.
In my opinion, no. But hey, man, if you can find one and pay a decent price for it and share it with your friends, most importantly. Share it with your friends. Drink it. Open it. Don't put it on your cabinet.
Drink them.
Let it sit for 20 years.
Drink the bourbon. Make the memories. Enjoy it. And you know what? That's just a good rule to live by. Just in the world of bourbon.
You know what?
Drink them and open them.
I think we need to revisit this. I think I need another pour.
Unbelievable. Now, I'm selling this open bottle on secondary, so you can't think too much of this. Absolutely. We'll have one off camera.
Yeah. We have more episodes to do.
We have many more episodes to do. Make sure to follow us on our socials for more hard-hitting content like this by smashing the like and subscribe button and subscribing to our socials, which are...
Yes, So In a Bourbon on Instagram, Whiskey Realtor on TikTok, and if you're so inclined to Facebook... So In a Bourbon on Facebook. And as always, keep those wallets loose, especially if you want to buy one of these bad boys.
And keep your bunghole tight. Good night, everybody.
Peace out.
George T. Stagg. I don't have any notes for this because I said I would do it later. I said I would do it later and I forgot because I was like, well, I can't send them to him. So hopefully I remember what I did. Okay. Check.
Check.
Yep. All right. Glenn's blind, and I can assure you that it is not Fireball.
Well, that's good.
It is not Fireball. 1, 2, 3. Although this is very dark, it looks like a void in between us. Like it literally looks like a black hole.
Boom! I nailed that. Are you shocked?
I'm disappointed. Ready? 3, 2, 1, action.